So it's lunchtime Sunday, the 31st of August, Labor Day weekend at the Quaker Steak and Lube, Polaris. And that means Uprising of the Indian, the 41st annual Pontiac show. We're by the Burnout Pit, which I was here for the burnouts on the good guys, and there were Columbus police had this all blocked off, and there was a crowd of people around, and they said it was canceled, and I headed back where I came from. We have a new Sheets and a new Twin Peaks, new to me anyway. Tons of steaks houses over here. There's that Texas Roadhouse. It's the show I expected it to be. I was hoping to see safaris, but so much anymore the shows aren't what I think they're going to be, because I think I know it all, and because I've been to them before, and yeah, there should at least be one safari wagon in here, but it's just a show in this lot. And then I thought they had a swap with the parts, but do I have it mixed up with the Oldsmobile show? Mid-60s Bonnie, the big 4-barrel on there, $389. A brown one, which I think these are kind of rare, and I was thinking two of my friends had brown ones, but the one was a gold one, and another one I think they waited and ordered a brown one, so I only know of one friend of mine that had a brown one. This thing's sweet. I wonder if it's the same one. I see maybe 3 or 4 at the Trans Am National. Granville, Ohio, possibly. And this is Westerville, which is next to Worthington, which is next to Dublin. And I seen the Firebirds. I just came from a Dublin show, and I think that they stopped by too. I really like that little show they have. And then they come over. Someone in a private jet just buzzed over. A lot of really high-end. Everyone has fast cars around here. It seems like this Polaris is really something. And then AD Fairs is like the next exit, and then the police, or there's a security camera over there on a trailer with eye in the sky and the solar powered battery packs, where the police have a remote observation of all these hotels and the activity going on here. And it does look dry, like it is over home. And today's maybe the first football game for the Buckeyes. I don't know, but when you turn the TV on, it's all football here. Labor Day, a line of these TAs, and I really like that one from the Nationals I went to with those Don Ice wheels, possibly a Pace, and that big nose on it. I like those better than I thought I did, and I knew I liked them anyway, but these mid-80 ones, they get pretty beat up though when I see them. I never see them in that kind of condition on the road. Pretty colors. Uprising of the Indian, which would include all Pontiacs. Very clean show car there. So we're seeing a few variations of the goat. I think they're really featuring the goats here from the flyer that I read. I think my cousin had one of these, similar to this. Hi, great, thanks. Couple of the guys, almost asked them if they had them in high school. They're like, yeah, I bought it off someone, and second owner. The people that bought them in like maybe '69 are checking out. All that going on. This is a Grand Prix, a 2-door '63 Grand Prix in silver. See, it has a handicap on it. I mean, 63 Grand Prix. So we think there was a 63 Tempest, and then the Tempest became the GTO, but this is a '63 Grand Prix, and that's a body style that 64 GTO was, not the 63 Tempest. Then I've seen 62 Tempest, and I just really like to see one here today because I would show you because I've only seen them like once. And there was a 62 and a 63 Tempest. The Tempest became the Le Mans and the GOAT, but here it was a Grand Prix. This is a 63 Grand Prix. So just trying to put together where John Zachary DeLorean came up with the first muscle car of all time, being the GOAT. And it has the mirror up on the corner like some of the first GOATs of 64. And it has those crazy wheels that a viewer pointed out to me. Crazy being, we thought they didn't exist anywhere, that you couldn't get them, but I've seen them on a few cars here in Central Ohio. That's a 63 Grand Prix. It looks every bit like a 64 GOAT to me. Very high gloss in there. The Sun Tack. It's a Super Tack 2. It's got the horn in the wheel and a clear. And this cool looking shifter. Another tack in the console with a reverse wave from Pontiac. It looks like two radios also. Whatever's going on there. A tape deck and an F. Is that an AM and an FM? A tape deck and a. But dual tacks, dual radios. Something to that effect. A factory air. Pretty elaborate. Registered 120 with 34,000 showing. And those buckets similar to a Chevelle. But later Chevelles, and this being 63 with a different style than the 63 Chevy Impala that folded over. So yeah, that car has a lot going on with it there. Be really something to have. You think we'll find another one? I don't think so. We might make it to the end of the line here. I thought I would do the whole show in 2 films to begin with, but it looks like it might be 4. Here's one of them little camping things. Little cell phone tower over here. Our sheets. Where they raised the Sunoco, brand new, when they built this Polaris. And then there was a Fritz's that got raised, and Twin Peaks got built. I'm sure there's some pretty girls in there. Tons of pretty Ohio girls over here. He's got the Bengal tiger up laying in the back, chilling. See, he's got long sleeves on. I changed I had a warmer shirt on. The hideaway headlights that possibly slide. Not sure of the year though. And this second one looks similar. 68. This is a blue and that's more of a green. Convertible and a hardtop. And then that one's altogether different from the. This is 68. This is 64. The first year of the GOAT. We're putting that together. And there was not a GOAT in 63, but we've seen a 63 Grand Prix. And that's a 63 Grand Prix. A 64 GOAT. 63 Grand Prix. Longer car, wasn't that? Longer wheelbase. The last GOAT, I'm thinking, before the Holden. I wonder if they'll have a Holden here. They welcomed Oakland. Oakland became Pontiac, from what I'm thinking there. Had a little pop when he let off. Anyway, but here's the 64, the one that started it all, from John Zachary DeLorean. And here again, with the mirror mounted up on the fender, to see from time to time Has the tri-power, which I'm not sure when its debut was, or whose idea that was. The 64 GTO. And something, there was a guy from Plain City. That's actually the spring on there. These would break the motor mounts when you got on it, and the engine turns a certain way from the centrifugal inertia, and when you break that motor mount, that engine would turn in there, and it would lock the throttle wide open, and you would kill yourself practically, and definitely total the car. That's what happened to some of these here locally. People bought them new, and it has the Trans Am, the engine turn. I'm not sure on the mileage, registered 120. It has the Grand Prix wheel. A lot less gingerbread than the Grand Prix. It has the factory air. It has the seats from the Grand Prix. Not the Tempest, okay? So that's what I'm getting at. And, you know, a goat guy would know that. But that was just new to me today. I put that together because we just assumed that it was from the Tempest, and no, Grand Prix. It's too clear to 67 400 from Sunbury, Ohio. And here the production numbers were 14,000 of the certain kind of goat, which today would be a bad number. A little more than 1,000 a month in a 12-month span. Yeah, excited to see a 64 with the mirror up there and the red lines, and kind of these air conditioners give you more trouble. A lot of valves are in there. There's some kind of a valve there, and that pump was prone to leaking. Then these would stick. Little different heating and cooling thing going on there. Kind of unreliable. Every year you're going to rework it. This one's AC delayed. It has the heater core though, and power brakes. Newer goat here. A pair of these newer ones. Newer goats. Wait a minute. What's going on here? I don't know. 09. It's a GT Pontiac G8. 2008. 2009. G8 GT. So does this look like a 64? And then that looks like a 65, which was a bigger car. Which that Grand Prix was a bigger than a 64 Le Mans GTO. I sure just have to look into it. And this tri-power, you can see where the middle carb's up higher. It's that pyramid, the 3 carbies. Just not the filtration, but a silver newer one. Have to walk up on them to see what the year. 06 Pontiac GTO. 65 GTO. I remember them being bigger than that. They put the mirror backward. You normally 65 GTO with a tri-power and a hardtop. Yeah, that one really looks like a Grand Prix. Gonna make you work to find out the year on this one. I'm not gonna do it. Now here's one with a single 4-barrel, a white top. Your typical it's badge GTO and a 2-tone. I don't remember that being 65 GTO with a white top and red interior. All the Pontiac insignias embroidered and embossed. The black looks familiar, but all painted white. I suppose it's been redone to, not sure how exact the restoration was. Makes a nice color combination, that's for sure. It's a bad to the bone. With a tri-power 64, and you can tell they're a little bit smaller. As a wing windows, a wooden wheel, a tri-power. But it was nothing to see. They would chain the motors down. But I've not seen that at the shows. But back in, I remember the cars coming in having chains. You'd have to chain your hood down too, because the hood would pop open. 4-speed with a wooden wheel without the horn, and this was 64. So how did that happen? Is it the wrong wheel? That really tiny signal stab for your turn signal. 64, and the mirror back where it normally was. That was later in their production year, do you think? Another one like my cousin had one time, or someone's familiar anyway. I think I had a friend that had one too that was like this. They were drivers, and we're going to see some amazing, one amazing one anyway over here. Be a good video. An orangish, almost Viper red here with a 6.6. And the 70, pre-79. 77. So yeah, it's a good thing I didn't say 78 unless I wanted to be wrong. 77. Did between the 77 and 8, do they have different wheels? I think that's what I'm seeing. How to tell the difference between a 77 and a 78. This one here is like brand new. I might have trailered this one in, okay? Hope it shows up. The sun's to my back, so. Has the vinyl top. There's big factory buckets like a Cutlass would have. '70 GTO. I like that brown interior, like a King Ranch truck, and that gold dark bronze. Or I like the breather they put on there too. That's similar to Chrysler. Manual brakes. Interesting car. AC delete. Yeah, extensive restoration going on in there. Very clean. On the point system, it'd be right up there, like a possible trailer queen. And it probably is, but this one has a spoiler on the deck where that one doesn't. It's that pretty blue like some of my semis had. 72 GTO. And the white top. Similar to the 70 interior. He's got the original sales window sticker on here. There's 4,000 and change. Granada gold. Sandal white trim. Destination. Okay, it was received and sold in Brighton, Michigan. That's I'm not familiar with Brighton, Michigan. Delivered. I'm looking for final assembly. GTO hardtop cube. Pontiac, Michigan. Final assembly at Pontiac, across from the Superdome. I guess go for our plant. Final assembly in Pontiac. But that's a similar. So here's a 72 with a cool console. That's what I thought something was missing in here. It's got a lot of corporate. It looks like a pickup truck, or what's that look like? I don't know, but it's just missing something in there. Big open spot, which is cool, you know, and then because it'd be easier to make out without that in your way. And this one has a console, which seen a guy selling the parts the other day, and they said, "How much is your console?" And it was $400, and it was, you know, a boat anchor looking like, but it'd be something to restore. You know, he could use that console, couldn't he? I don't know. If he wants to redo it. A little bully. Another interesting Pontiac over here, 72. Uprising of the Indian, 41st annual at Polaris with Beauregard Rippey. Thanks for watching.